everybody. We got the Hive Mind here with another deck tech. We got our boy Sparky.
Everybody's favorite villain.
What's going on, Sparky?
Not much. I was watching a little bit of the Pro Tour this weekend, and I decided to bring some spice. This comes straight from world champion Yuta Takahashi.
This is
Blue-Black Frog.
This looks like so much fun.
Four Psychic Frog on the low end with the Bowmaster. 2 Subtlety, 4 Murktide. Haven't seen that in a long while.
Yeah, 4 of Murktide is I think a bit aggressive, but I'll trust.
When you're discarding stuff to the Frog and getting the card advantage back, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
That's cool.
We have 19 lands because we're a low to the ground deck. We also have a bunch of draw spells. We have 3 Consider, 4 Fatal Push, 4 Preordain, 3 Spell Pierce, 3 Spell Snare, 4 Counterspell, along with 2 Drown Lock, a Force of Negation, and 4 Deep Analysis.
Basically, like 3. Is it 4?
Oh, sorry. No, it is 3. Yeah,
3.
I got the number wrong. So basically, you're just trying to like pitch the Deep Analysis to the Frog or get them into the graveyard with the Considers or your Surveil lands, and basically just pay 3 life and draw 2 cards for 2 mana. Make it like easy so you can catch up against other decks. And we're trying to basically prey on the control decks that are in the format right now that are trying to tap out for 1 rings or leave mana open.
Sure.
We want to prey on some of the early decks that are trying to like do some like early aggro stuff with the Fatal Pushes and the Drown Locks and some counter spells. And then obviously Storm has been one of the big movers and shakers with the Rubies.
Sure has.
Ruby gets hit by Spell Pierce and Spell Snare, and most of the counter spells in the format, or most of the counter spells in the deck are pretty good for that.
Sure. Talk me through the sideboard a little bit. I know Consigned Member has been one of yours and mine's favorite sideboard.
Yeah,
cards
they couldn't print Stifle, but they did print Consign. I think it's very good with a lot of the stuff that's going on in the format. I have 3 Consign, 3 Break the Ice. Basically, we're not trying to lose to Tron decks. We're just trying to blow their back out. We have the Stern Scoldings for some of the small aggro decks. A little bit of a thing to Nadu because I can bring those in, and the Dress Downs.
Sure.
Any graveyard decks and extra Storm Hate with the Nile Spell Bombs, and then I have an additional Subtlety, an Ashiok for anybody who's trying to search their library, Nadu, Titan, the like, and then an extra Force of Negation for other decks that are trying to like blow me up with like Wrath of the Skies and stuff like that.
I think a little extra coverage on the Subtlety and the Force Negation is really neat. There's still some variants of like Titan roaming around, even with Nadu, where like the Subtlety would be really nice. Even like a lot of decks that are just trying to like spell off that Force Negation can help you exile some stuff, especially in like a Storm deck. Talk to me a little bit about the Nile Spellbomb, because I know a lot of lists recently started picking up Soul Guide Lantern as their kind of 1-drop graveyard hate. So talk to me about that. Like,
so
why'd you pick Nile over
Yuta basically is running the Nile. I trust in him. I also like it because I can play it early on turn 1 and then crack it immediately, where I don't have to like leave the mana up if it was Relic of Progenitus.
Sure.
And the same thing with Soul Guide Lantern, you can play it early and just crack it immediately. But like the fact that I can just pay a black mana, draw a card off of it is going to mean a lot later down the road when I can get like an extra card out of using my Spell Bomb.
Sure.
The only cards that I'm a little wary about is the Orcish Bowmaster. I'm not sure how good OBM is now. There's not a lot of X1s in the format. There's not a lot of people drawing cards in the format.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot less Ragavan players now these days.
Tamiyo is just better.
Tamiyo, I think, is just better. A lot of bodies are 1/3s. A lot of bodies just have big butts these days. So I don't necessarily think the Bowmaster is bad. I just think it's good against the decks that it's good against, and just bad against a lot of others.
This is going to be my first time playing the deck. I'm going to see how they fit in. I would like the Tamiyo, because we discussed before we recorded this, that Tamiyo also can combo with the Psychic Frog. If you're able to flip Tamiyo and -7, draw half your deck, make Frog a 20/20, have it fly, kill your opponent, is kind of pretty good. So, and you can get the card advantage back off of that, where you're not really getting card advantage off of OBM.
Right.
But
I mean, I still think the Bowmaster is still a pretty good slot there.
It'll pick off an Antuco, which is pretty big right now. It'll pick off
nice.
some small like dorks.
So a lot of decks are trying to draw a lot of cards. Like I know To the Narrative is a big one. Preordain's still seeing a lot of play. So like even in like scenarios where like you might be able to snipe something that has like a toughness of 2 or something, you might be able to snipe away with a Bowmaster.
There's also something in like a lot of people probably trying to play Flame of Vanor right now with the Jeskai Wizards deck being popular, which I played last week. But we're gonna see how this goes, and hopefully I do well.
Yeah, all things considered, I think this deck looks so much fun. I think the Frog Murktide kind of like wombo combo there is really nice, where you just have the ability to just like dump your hand, cast Murktide, make it an 8/8 and just like deal with this 8/8,
Yeah.
or in the inverse, make the frog a threat. Like you really have the ability to kind of like.
I think the
go
main
after
idea
that.
is like play the frog, discard a bunch of cards, and then like play Murktide, leaving like a blue spell and a force up
Yeah.
with 2 cards left in hand, and be like, you got to deal with both of these threats. Have fun.
Yeah,
I think Wrath of the Skies is going to have a hard time trying to deal with Murktide, so
I agree.
we'll see how it goes.
Cool, man. Thanks for showing us this sweet new Dimir deck, dude. If, like you said, you trust in Yuta, we'll see how it goes for you tonight, dude.
Awesome.
Good luck.
Thanks, bud.